everybody. It is Jen. Welcome back to Bookish Blonde. I'm so happy to be here today. Today I'm going to tell you my top 12 reads of 2025. Now, these are the top 12 out of the 90 books I read in 2025. But before I get to those, I do have 7 honorable mentions because it was so hard. I had 31. Might have been 31 5-star reads, something like that in 2025. So narrowing it down was hard. It was so hard. So let's get the honorable mentions out of the way. They didn't quite make the top 12, but I thoroughly enjoyed them. These are all 5 stars. Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Such a great science fiction novel. I don't read a lot of sci-fi, but when I picked up this book, I felt like I need to read more sci-fi. If it's like Andy Weir's books, I will like it. So any suggestions down in the comments below, thank you very much for that. But this was great. It's going to be made into a movie early 2026, so I can't wait to see it with Ryan Gosling, I believe. I'm shocked this didn't make the top 12 of the year, but Onyx Storm, it's 5 stars. I will continue on with the series. I actually want to reread the series before book 4 comes out, but you guys know what this is about. I don't want to go into spoilers, but loved it. Love that series. A historical fiction that caught me in all the feels. This is What the Wind Knows by Amy Harmon. It takes place mostly in Ireland. We have a time travel element in this, which I really enjoyed. It was very well done. Amy Harmon is quickly becoming one of my favorite historical fiction writers. I love her. Great and Precious Things by Rebecca Yarros. Not quite a favorite of mine by hers, but another 5-star romance that I really want more people to pick up. I feel like there are some poor ratings on this, and I just cannot understand that because this was 5 stars for me. A hard-hitting romance, well done from Rebecca Yarros, once again. Another historical fiction, Susan Meisner, Only the Beautiful. This was such a great book. 5 stars. I just remember the 2 different timelines take a long time to connect. Well, they kind of connect, but they don't for a long time, and then they connect in the end. So that's kind of why it wasn't a favorite of the year, but another solid 5-star read. The Ember and the Ashes series as a whole, I got away with not putting this on my top 12 because it is a series, but every single book, there's 4 books in this series, were 5 stars. And I have Air on my shelf, which is like Same World Centuries Later or something like that. And I've heard great things. So she's starting another series that's built upon this world. So if you have not read this, this is YA, but it is 100% engaging and such a wonderful writing, solid characters, solid writing. If you want to try out fantasy and you're not used to fantasy, this is a really great place to start. I would definitely recommend starting with this series if you want to dip your toe in fantasy, no matter what age you are. This is so well done. Then the reason why this didn't make the top 12 is because it's a reread and it's an all-time favorite for my whole life and always will be, The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I wanted to mention I got the pretty version. I got to reread this and tab it all up, and obviously this is a favorite of all time, but I wanted to really highlight the 2025 books. So that is also a runner-up. All right, now that that's out of the way, although strong recommendations on all of these from me. All right, top 12 of 2025. These are in no particular order. I literally for like almost an hour tried to rank these, and I just can't. So we're just doing it's my channel, my rules kind of thing here, and I'm just going to show you all 12 books that are my favorites. All right. Again, no order. These are just how I have them stacked. First one, Alan Eskin's Forsaken County. I have never not given one of his books 5 stars, but I loved the character growth and arc we got in here of our Max Rubert. He is a homicide detective. I can't really say much. We'll spoil this, but what's really cool about Alan Eskin's books is the characters show up and are highlighted in all of his books, but that you can read them all independently. Although I prefer reading them in publication order. I think that's best, but you can read them independently. But you see Max Rupert from the first book he's in to this third book that he's in, and you see this growth, and I can't explain it, but it just, oh my gosh, it was so good. And the mystery was good. The other characters were good. Writing is top notch. Please pick up Alan Eskin's The Life We Bury is the first one I read by him. Favorite of all time. Please pick it up if you haven't already. Next one had a lot of hype. I was surprised I liked it as much as I did, but this pulled on the heartstrings. Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall. I loved how this ended. I felt so much for our main female character and just what she went through. And it was just so well done. So well done. Devastatingly beautiful. Love this book. Next, another Amy Harmon, but this is in my top 12. This is Making Faces. This is one you never hear anybody talking about, you guys. This book had me crying as well. We have Ambrose Young. It's kind of like Beauty and the Beast-esque because these young boys go off to war. They don't all come back. They don't all come back the same, which is a total buzzword for me. Just the war aspect of it. But this is just a beautiful romance, a beautiful coming of age story, a beautiful story about, oh gosh, resilience, not giving up on people, finding the beauty in everybody and everything, and finding who you are and what shapes you and makes you and breaks you. And oh my God, please read this book. Next, another heartstrings makes me cry. Still Alice, Lisa Genova. This one also made me cry this year. So Lisa Genova is a psychologist, one of those. I'm totally wrong. Neuroscience. She's in neuroscience. And man, this woman can write. And here, Alice, she's a cognitive psychology professor at Harvard. And you watch her with early onset Alzheimer's. And this is heartbreaking. This one I was putting off because to me, that's got to be the worst thing that can happen to you. It's just losing your memory. It scares me. And it's really neat how you get to see obviously what this disease looks like through Alice's eyes, who it's happening to, but you also get the perspective of not only her husband, but her adult children. And it's just a heartbreaking, beautiful story, well written, well researched. I can't recommend this one enough either. So good. And of course, there's an S.A. Cosby on this list, because if I read an S.A. Cosby, it's on a top list of the year, almost always. King of Ashes, if not always. This S.A. Cosby is a very distinct voice in writing to me. He's very blunt. His books are dark. He does not shy away from anything ever in his writing or his storytelling. Adam Lazar White does the audiobook of all of his characters or all of his books, and his voice just matches S.A. Cosby's characters to perfection. Probably the best match, other than like Julia Wayland. She does a lot of great things too. She's one of my favorite audiobook narrators. But oh my gosh, you guys, this one is so hard hitting. You have a father that dies. We have siblings we have a female and two brothers, and you get all of their stories, and the older brother comes home to try to save the family's business, which is not a mortuary. They burn bodies. What's it called? Crematory. They own a crematory, and the twist in this had my jaw drop to the floor, and my eyes automatically filled up with tears, and was just so well done. Oh my God, I feel like a broken record. Please read this. All right, my favorite audiobook of the year and a standout of 2025 is The Favorites by Lane Fargo. If you can listen to this in audio, I say absolutely 100% do that. It's a full cast audio, A+ audiobook. I tandem read this and listened. I laughed out loud. I swooned. I cared for these characters. This is about two famous ice skaters. You have a rough childhood on one of them. With one of them, it was just blew me out of the water. Okay, my favorite scary horror-ish, I didn't read a lot of horror this year, but mystery, thriller, horror genre. This is the favorite of the year, 100%, without a doubt. The only book that spooked me out in 2025, and that is We Used to Live Here by Marcus Clywer. Oh my gosh, so unsettling. Loved the ending. Obsessed with the whole reading experience. There is a part in here where some of the chapters have Morse code, dashes and dots. That was fun figuring what that sentence said throughout the whole book. I love this. I think this was a go with the flow. So there's more detailed thoughts out there on my channel if you're interested. But this is about a family that comes and knocks on a door and said, hey, we used to live here. Can we come check it out? And they never leave, but it's so much more than that. This is psychological horror. This is so good. At one point, I really wanted to put this in the freezer. We'll just leave it at that. Just like on Friends episode. So scary. So good. My favorite romance of the year is Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. No one is surprised. Abby Jimenez is queen. She's my favorite romance author. This book had me cry. Made me cry. This one has another trope with a family member who's starting to lose their memory. And just like, obviously this book and Still Alice are completely different, but that same idea, same trope. But this still had the swoon. This still had the cute romance, but what really stood out to me was the family dynamic and what this disease can do to a family, to a person. And this was such a realistic love story because you watch this couple, their relationship is not easy in the circumstances that she's going through with her family, but hard-hitting, believable, wonderful, memorable. Abby Jimenez, I love you. All right. Next one. Favorite historical fiction of the year, The Lies They Told by Ellen Marie Wiseman. Oh my gosh, you guys, I don't even know where to begin with this book. This is my round 5 of Read Like a Booktuber. I believe it was round 5. It's Lena. Lena suggested this one to me, and oh my gosh, so glad. Ellen Marie Wiseman is just such a solid historical fiction, one of my favorite authors, but this book had me crying. I read it in 2 sittings. I would have read it in 1 had I not had like adult responsibilities, but I could not put this down. Like, stay up late, drink coffee at 10 p.m. so you can keep reading kind of book. Oh, it's about, because I could tell you that, immigrant families that come in through Ellis Island. It takes place in Virginia in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and the fact that this happened in our world, the United States, blows my mind. But they're basically people that are feeble-minded. They're tearing families apart. They're kicking people out of their homes, saying that they are not smart enough, and I'm not doing this any kind of justice. I know that. This was so good. Please read that. Please read that. All right, I'm losing light. Next one. This Book Will Bury Me. This is my favorite thriller of the year. This one did not spook me out. This one was a chunker. This is not everyone's favorite. Ashley Winstead's. I feel like this, I gave this 5 stars, obviously. I felt like not everybody enjoyed this. I loved the ending of this. I loved the podcast element of this. The writing was solid. Ashley Winstead, as far as her mystery thrillers, have all been 5 stars for me. Her romances have been like 4 stars. She has 2 romances I've read. And she's actually coming out with one in January, you guys. It's kind of like Daisy Jones and the Six-esque, like that same vibe. And I am able to go see her speak in January at a local bookstore, and I cannot wait. I'm getting an autographed signed copy, which was like the ticket to get into this, and I can't wait. So that's coming up in a few weeks. Can't wait to do that. My favorite fantasy of the year was Quicksilver by Callie Hart. I am going to be reading book 2 here in the beginning of 2026. I can't wait. This was so good. It's fairies. We have 2 different worlds. I don't want to ruin anything, but we're following Ceres. She's good at keeping secrets. She has powers that no one knows she has. And she's just trying to survive in this kingdom, this world that she lives in. And then she accidentally comes face to face with this guy, opening up a portal to another world. I know it sounds crazy, but it is fantasy. But oh my gosh, it was so good. And then my favorite, like, hard-hitting, what do we want to call it? Hard-hitting general fiction. Contemporary fiction. I don't know what to call this, but this is What Happened to the McCraes by Tracy Lang. Tracy Lang is 100% an auto-buy author for me now. This is her third book. I've given all 3 5 stars. I believe, I want to say this one's my favorite. So the other ones are We Are the Brennans and The Colonies of County Down. The Colonies of County Down is my least favorite, if I had to pick one. But I think this is my favorite. This book had me ugly crying. This pulled on the heartstrings. You don't really know what happened and why this couple is divorced. You get pieces and pieces of their story. And you have a hockey town, snow setting, small town vibes, a tragic story that was just beautifully written. I love these characters and definitely will reread this book someday because I want that experience back. It was such a good one. Okay, that is it. Those are the top books of 2025. I couldn't be not any more pleased with how 2025's reading went. But these books are just proof that I read some really good books. These are all books that if you have not read and you enjoy my channel and they sound at least a little bit interesting, because I know I read kind of across a bunch of genres. I can't even hold all these because I'm using my fingertips. Oh, let me try to shift. But yeah, if any of these sound interesting at all, please, I cannot recommend them enough. We're setting it down because I'm going to drop these. Okay, there you go. There's my top 12 of 2025. I tried narrowing it down to 10 and I couldn't. So there you go. Have you read these? Are you going to? Please do. 100% recommendations from me. And thank you guys for being here as always. And I will see you in my next video. Happy reading. Bye.